Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Washai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Washai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Howell, Bashim Yahushai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Zadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the pre-Shaman, this week's topic is going to be entitled, Please, Excuse Me, and Thank You. This is a phrase I've been whenever brothers put some crazy shit in the chat, always say, Akim, these three phrases. Keep these in mind in the society as you navigate. Please, excuse me, and thank you. And I got that from Sonny Francis. Michael Francis, former mob dude. He was known for having the gas pump scheme. Made millions. He was sentenced to jail. And his dad, I think he was asking his dad, how do I survive prison? And his father is famously known for, he lived till like he was like 104. But as much as his father did in terms of the mob world, they falsely accused him of something and gave them 50 years. And he told the judge pretty much, I'm many things, but I did not commit this crime. And he said, you watch, I'm going to go do the whole 50. And he did the whole 50 years and outlived all those people that sentenced him. But he told his son, Michael Francis, if you want to survive prison, these three words, please, excuse me, and thank you. And as you can see from the article above, this video here, you can watch the video on Instagram, the clip, but it says a 37-year-old man was stabbed to death in Brooklyn smoke shop after he got into an argument over not saying thank you. So pretty much what happened was, and when you go to Instagram, it tells you what happened. Or even if you search it on Google, the guy held the door for a dude. He said, why didn't you say thank you? And the guy's response was, I didn't ask you to hold the door for me. Words escalated, fight happened, somebody lost their life. The guy that stabbed the dude, he's still on the run. So really two people lost their life. Because this dude went to the spirit world, and if you have life in prison, that's pretty much worse than death, man. Death is a much more merciful thing. But this is Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And as you read many proverbs, psalms, and account in the scriptures, your tongue really determines, and sometimes give the profession your tongue determines, and sometimes give the perception of whether you are a fool or whether you are a wise individual. Now, it's even said in the scriptures, a man is counted wise until he speaks. So the things that come out your mouth, a lot of times people perceive like this person is a wise man or a foolish person. So when it says not as fools but as wise, you have to think, on my course of actions, what I'm about to say with my tongue and do with my actions, is this going to be perceived as foolish or wise? And one thing that is foolish is to strive with a man with a fiery tongue. Don't add to the fire. Actually, let me read that real quick. Actually, let me read that. It's in the book of Ecclesiastes where it says, I'm gonna read some ones that say tongue. It says, a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. Right? Because the scriptures speak highly of speaking the right words in season. Somebody that's foolish, the first thing that comes to their mind, they just say it. They can't even really control their words. They can't control their thought process. They just say every fucking thing that comes to their head. This is what the scriptures regards as foolish. Words spoken in due season is like sweet honey. You see? Look at this. Look at the scripture right here. Ecclesiastes 6:5. Sweet language will multiply friends, and a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings. So if you know how to talk to people, network, how to be mindful of the things you say around people, you could get really far ahead in society and life. You know, you can really live a peaceful life if you say the right things. You know, so that was actually a good scripture because I was telling brothers too, when you in this so-called 9 to 5 corporate world, you could talk your way up, man. You don't really have to put hard labor in a lot of times. See, that's a big mistake people make. They think that them people that got to the top, they work their ass off hard. Sometimes that's true, but a lot of times people just say the right things to the right people, and next thing you know, you the CEO of the shit. So the tongue is very powerful, man. Very powerful. It could really determine life or death and where you go, you know, in your walks of life. But this is Ecclesiastes 8:3. This one is more pinpoint to what happened to that dude. It says, strive not with a man that is full of tongue, and heap not wood upon his fire. And that's what that guy did when his retort back was, I didn't tell you to hold the door for me. If somebody's saying why you ain't say thank you, you already know what type of spirit. You should have some sort of determined that this man is already coming in a hostile spirit. His retort should have been, "Oh, sorry, bro. I said you could either lie and say, oh, my bad, I said sorry. You must have not heard me, or, oh, pardon me, bro. That you're right. That's disrespectful. Thank you so much, bro." That's the type of response he should have had, because now let's read this scripture. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath. So your answer to a question or whatever could turn away wrath. But grievous words will stir up anger, and that's what that guy replied with. Well, I ain't tell you to hold the door for me. That stirred up more anger. You see how the scriptures are on point? The Bible deals with wisdom. It deals with history. It deals with a lot of things. But the scripture says knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability at times. So knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the scriptures shall keep you stable throughout life. When I deal now, how I deal now with people, and when I deal how I just got the truth, are completely different. More seasoned, more mindful of what I say. You know, I created a lot of not bad blood, but burned a lot of bridges in the beginning. That now with the understanding of the truth, I'm like, I really didn't have to do that. There are ways to live peaceably with your family. You know, you don't have to just cut everybody off. Cut it. No, you could, if you know how to talk and apply the scriptures, you can really be at peace with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? That's even in the scriptures. It tells you, I'm going to jump to Proverbs 16:7. It says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he make even his enemies be at peace with him. And that's heavy. You know? Who are enemies? Well, you got many enemies, man. Your family members could be your enemies. Your woman could be your enemy. Your brother could be your enemy. Brothers in the truth could be your enemy. So how you deal with these people throughout the world, all right, could make them either stir up more spirits against you, stir up more strife against you, or be more respectful of you, you know? And brothers, we can't be walking around like we fucking Superman in these streets because we got this truth. We still have to be mindful of what we say. We can't tempt the Lord like, oh, I'm doing the work of the Lord. The Lord got me. I could talk however I want to talk. That type of shit could get you killed or locked up, man. That type of thinking process of tempting the Most High, you know? You have to be very mindful, and that's why the scripture says that he that ruleth his spirit is better than he that gaineth the city, because it's extremely difficult to do at times to control thy spirit. You know, control your spirit in a lack of better terms, because we know at the end of the day, as I read up in Proverbs 16:1, the preparation of the heart and man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So we know the Most High is the ultimate one that's controlling it, but you just pray to the Most High, for lack of better terms, give you the willpower, so-called, all right, and the understanding to control your spirit, control your temper, control your tongue. Let me be more mindful of what I say. Let I speak more correctly in due season. Let me be peaceably with all men. You know, these types of things. Pray the Most High give you that wisdom. Because as we approach the end times, these people are going to just get more demons on them. You're going to have people trying to fuck with you through your daily walks, whether it be at work, you riding a train, you in your car, people pull you off, hit your car, whatever. These things are going to happen, and them spirits are going to try to draw reactions out of you, draw things out of you, you know? Yesterday I was doing Lyft. Some Edomite chick, she was like, oh my God, the back of your car is so gross. Some old Edomite bitch. Your back, what is this? What is it? I said, you know, pardon me, miss. I had a woman with a child, a baby in the car. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe she Might have done. So you don't have anything to clean. I was like, no, I don't have anything right now. I mean, I just came out to do a private ride. She left the car with a salty attitude, like, clean the back of your car. It's gross. You know what I did? I said nothing. Why didn't I say nothing? Because at the end of the day, she paid me for it. It's not like I did the bitch a favor. It was a paid transaction. She got, well, you could tell them demons on her wanted to draw something out of me. Like, fuck you, bitch. Get out. You know, they wanted to draw something out of me. Them spirits. Man, I went to the back of the car. I kid you not. I went to the back of the car, opened up the back seat to see what it was. It was just some water on the seat. So the chick clearly had demons on her. But from doing that job and interacting with so much people, you know, from interacting with so much people, I already say, okay, this woman's spirit is that way. That woman, some people just get, you just deal with them. They're just demons. That's it. They got nothing more than just wanting to piss people off or just be demons. So as you get seasoned in truth and seasoned in life, as you notice, you know, people get older, they become far more like less quick to anger, you know, more like grounded and sound in their mind, you know. It's like that's how it should be. Like older people that have been through life a long time and experienced a lot of things, they don't really say much because they've seen it over and over again. So as you get older, you shouldn't be that same young, reckless, wrathful man that you are and somewhat unstable. As you get older, especially since we have this truth, you're supposed to be more level-headed. You know? So that's the type of mindset you have to have. That's the type of wisdom you have to carry yourself within this world. Not trying to pick fight. You a boxer, so next person that try me, I'm gonna knock them out. That type of shit. That's not the spirit you should be in. You should be the guy that could knock everybody out in the room, but nobody even knows it. That's the type of guy you gotta be. You know? You have all the skills, you have all of the, but you be humble with it. Only on a self-defense scenario. I'm just giving an example of how we ought to carry ourselves. Superman Clark Kent is the best example, man. Superman, here it is. Superman could fucking rip the Daily Planet in half with a heat beam. But when his boss get on his ass, he's just like, yeah, okay, I got, you know, he's chill about it. So that's what I'm trying to say. Yahweh Shah was like that. Yahweh Shah, the apostles was like, look, cast down fire and destroy this nigga. But the Lord, you know, the Lord didn't see everything. Nah, you know, didn't do it. The Lord had the power to send legions of angels on the Romans. Could have done that, but he obeyed prophecy. So the Lord Yahweh Shah just ultimate example of what we should follow. You know, in the world they say, what would Jesus do? That's accurate. You know, what would Yahweh Shah do? A lot of times you in a situation or a jam, you say that and it'll tell you like, man, you know, this ain't the right way to go about this. You know, if a nigga's being a demon, should I go crazy back with him? Nah, I'll just snitch to the Most High. I give an order to a death angel. I give an order to an angel of ailment. I give an order to an angel to curse him in whatever way, or her in whatever way. And that's it. That's that. They marked. Once that prayer is up, they mark. I have faith in that. Boom. You know? Oh, matter of fact, let me get this. This is a book of Proverbs 25 and 21. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat. And if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. So here it is. Mainly this is dealing with a brother. But you could also do this to people in the world or some of your adversaries in the world. It says, for thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head. Now this scripture is twofold. If somebody is your enemy and you reward them with kindness, a lot of times it pisses them off. Because they're trying to get something out of you, but you still being... Again, you have to use discretion when to use this scripture. Because certain people, and that's just a part of reading spirit, certain people, they'll see you as weak. He's a pushover. And some people, it'll piss them off that, you know, that they trying to get under your skin, but you just still being nice to them. So, I mean, that comes down to your discretion of reading spirits, you know. But, you know, when dealing with brothers, a brother might be at alt with you. Sometimes demons get on the brother. He's acting niggery. You don't act niggery back to the brother. And then that's gonna heap coals on his head. That could piss certain people off, like I mentioned, but also heaping coals on somebody's head is an act of kindness, because in the ancient world, you know how we have gas stoves? If you go to third world country, a lot of people still use coal to like heat up their food and cook and shit, and might keep the place warm. So they'll go out and gather it. So it's like you're doing him a favor when it says, "For thou shalt heap coals upon a fire, coals of fire upon his head." So yeah, some people, it make them hot headed and shit. You know, like hot coals on your head. Like they, damn man, I can't get under this nigga's skin. And for a brother, he been coals upon his head to kindle firewood. You know, doing him a favor, doing him a justice. Not solving niggerism with niggerism. So this type of way you have to navigate throughout the world. It says, "And the Lord shall reward thee." See, so that's how come we know the scriptures somewhat twofold. Because why would the Lord reward you for putting hot coals on your brother's head? You know what I'm saying? It means that the Lord is gonna reward you if a brother is being niggery or whatever, and you help him out, and you just cut that niggerism out, and that's a form of like heaping coals upon his head or helping him, you know, to gather firewood, and the Lord bless you for that. You know. So yeah, some of these people, they come at you with spirits on them in the world, and you navigate them with kindness. Again, that's at your discretion, because some people in the world are just straight demons. But that's a good way to get under their skin, to get them back, by just saying, you know what, I'm not gonna cave into the bullshit at work. I'm not gonna let that shit stress me. I'm just gonna keep doing my job. You know. Whoso keepeth, Proverbs 21:23. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. And that's what this dude should have did. You know, because now somebody's dead. This guy's on the run for his life. Your life is over. All that in the power of the tongue. All that in the things that you say. You know. You brothers, be mindful of how you navigate with people in your world. Be mindful of how you speak to your family members. Be mindful of how you speak to those closest to you, your employee, all that. Employees, your woman, all that, man. It's very important. You know, it is very important, because every single thing that you say, a person could judge your actions if this person is operating with wisdom or operating as a fool, you know? Alright, so that was just a quick lesson. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Ba'ashim Rachakodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Grand Bill, so true well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You all can not do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.